There we go. Okay. Happy Monday, guys. So we originally tonight actually had I think I told you guys I was gonna have Alicia Bedell on, and I've rescheduled that for our first Monday Zoom in April. Alicia's like pocket size and just brings all the fire. But this was actually Gina's idea, I believe Gina Smith's idea. It's just such a weird, and I know we touched on it last week, like just some transitions that were helpful to us leaders when we came home. And so, as so many of you guys are coming home, even if it's to work your full-time job from home and you're getting more time to work this business, just some things that were helpful. But what we wanted to do tonight was actually bring on Janelle and Gina, which I know Gina's exact title. Janelle, are you LTC also?
Hold on, I had to unmute myself. I'm an LPC as well, yes.
Okay. So this is both what they do, guys, as they're licensed counselors. So Gina, unfortunately, is one of my very best friends. And so she, like, bless her heart, she has to counsel me for free all the time, right? Like, she has to give me her professional friendship opinion, and she can't even file with my insurance. It's really unfortunate. But so,
don't worry.
so I get her professional advice all the time. But I just wanted to bring them on and let them speak to, like, just this time that we're in. It's just weird and it's hard and it's awkward. And I know for somebody who already struggles with severe anxiety, like, I feel like this is a time that has really shot mine up. But this is such a time of uncertainty that I feel like even if you don't struggle with anxiety, that it's probably you're feeling that, and like you're feeling that tightness coming in, and like just that what the heck is happening? Like, what is the next week look like? What does the next month look like? Like, what does my business look like? And so I wanted to bring them on and just let them kind of touch on some of the things that they thought were important. If you guys have questions and y'all want to put them in the chat and we have time to get to them afterwards, if they didn't cover them, we can try, but I do want to keep it like usual to, about a 30-minute thing. So I'm going to turn the floor over to them.
Do you want to go first, Janelle? I don't care.
Sure, I'll go first. So my name is Janelle. I'm here in Houston. I'm a licensed professional counselor, and I'm in private practice. Since Corona, I've been seeing a majority of my clients virtually now, just due to precautions and things like that. But like Stormy said, Gina Smith and Susan, I saw her. Yeah, there she is. We kind of talked about this last week because, like, it is a thing. The news has been, like, changing daily. So then it's like, oh, no big deal. Oh, wait, big deal. Wait, like, a really big deal. So now everyone's just trying to figure out, like, how it's affecting us and how to move forward. So we thought about talking about just like what do some of those symptoms look like and how to maintain some sense of normalcy in times that are not normal right now. So the green in me thought about figuring out how to make this like explicable or explainable or whatever to everyone to understand regarding stress and anxiety and like how we internalize it in different ways. So like I'm kind of a yellow / green, yellowish greenish. So the green part of me regarding the line of work that I do is figuring out, okay, I'm not sick, I'm not asymptomatic, I'm good, my family's good, but what about my clients? What about my potential DTs? I didn't even say that part. Sorry, I forgot. I've been with It Works for about as long as Gina Smith-ish. So that's a whole separate wheel there with this wheel, and then life is another wheel. So just trying to stay afloat and figure out what that looks like. If you are a yellow, like I also mentioned, then you might be thinking about your friends, your family, or in my case, some of my clients that either are going to be affected by this financially, or perhaps if their health might be compromised. If you're blue, you might feel kind of bummy that you can't do that many try-its or belly to bellies or all the above. No more Starbucks. Like literally no more Starbucks. Like this is just unprecedented. The colors are referring to the colored test and or Zoom. Blue people are more like social and just life of the party. Yellows are people who tend to think about others and care about others and think about how best to help and serve others. Greens are analytical, very like numbers, facts, and figures. like they need to figure out what works and why it works the way it works, that kind of stuff. Reds are reds. They're aggressive, the go-getters, there are a lot of adjectives to reds. I'm not that. So if you are a red, then perhaps like your perfectionism might be taking over. Like, oh my gosh, I'm not going to get those steps of success because of the stupid coronavirus. Like, it's a whole pandemic. So like, we want to make sure that we're not like internalizing factors and things that are affecting us that are not for us to blame. So anyway, that's kind of how. Oh, I'm gonna have to turn this chat off. So this is kind of how the colors can possibly, like, if you identify with any of those, if you've actually taken like the actual quiz, and some of those symptoms might, or some of those thoughts, I should say, might kind of ring a bell. So even when it comes to like what that feels like, for some people, we internalize symptoms physically. So like the typical kind of headaches, stomach aches, that kind of stuff, nail biting, fidgety, restless. I'm either sleeping too much, can't sleep enough, stress eating, not eating at all, anything that sways from the norm. But even like our patterns of thought, it's easy to get into like a negative funk. So, you know, especially if you're, depending on how much you expose yourself to the media, not going to get on that soapbox, but there's a fine line between staying well informed and like getting into panic mode. So sometimes it's hard to navigate through that space, but I mean, that's something that we have to be mindful of as well. I see babies. So we got moms on here that are probably, I don't want to say stressed, preoccupied with concerns regarding school, daycare, all that kind of stuff. So like there's a lot going on, and I just want to make sure that we create or hold some type of safe space that we can like be aware of, okay, what's normal, what's not so normal, and how to maintain a level of normalcy and structure in the midst of that. So tag Gina, if you want to jump in.
Yeah. So how many of y'all just want to raise your hands, are like, usually you work somewhere else and now you're having to work from home? Anybody? Jamie? Okay. So I think that like the biggest thing that I would say to you all is that whether you're, you used to work full time and now you're having to be at home and work full time, it's like you have to create some semblance of structure, right? Whatever that's going to look like. And so if you primarily work the business and now your kids are going to be home with you all the time, like what does that look like? Because a lot of the people, in this business, it's like their why is their kids, right? And I think that now it's going to be so much easier for that to become the excuse as to why you don't do something, because they have to do this, or I have to tend to them here, and oh shit, now we're doing school at home, and like all of these things that come with how do we navigate what's happening and all these things that are changing, but still you guys have a business to run. And so figuring out, is it like really creating a schedule for everybody, and that like kids know, depending on their age, like if mommy's computer is open and y'all's computer is open, we're both working together, but it might not be on the same thing, but I'm working and you're working. Or maybe it's like you put a door on your office and it says stop, and so that kids aren't going to interrupt you whenever that time is, or whatever you guys are doing. So I think that trying to create some sense of normalcy through all of this stuff is so freaking important. And just like Janelle said, just with anxiety and stuff, y'all, please watch what you're consuming, how much of it you're consuming. Like I talked to a client earlier this week that told me she's read 10 to 12 hours of stuff on Corona in a day. And I just was like I would literally lose my mind if that's what I was doing. So what are you consuming? How much of it are you consuming? Where are you consuming it from? Are you going outside? Like, can you take the kids and do stuff outside? Can you send messages while they're like riding a bike? Can you take a walk together? Like, what are the things that you can do to decompress, but still, work your business? Do you have to work it differently? Do you have to wake up earlier? Now are you having to work it later? Like, what are all those things that you have to put in place to set you up for success? And I don't know what y'all touched on last week on whatever, but the other thing that I would say too, and I think that all of y'all do a good job of this, because I think I follow or am friends with almost all of y'all, is just making sure that people know that this business and these products are an option for them without shoving it down their throats. So I had a friend of mine who posted on her timeline of like immediately when Corona came out of talking about MLMs, and that some girl from, I don't know the company, had messaged her just saying like, oh, with the corona, you need this product, so do you want to buy it from me? And it was just like, ooh, we don't want to be the company that does that, right? We want to show that we have something that are options that are working for us, but we're not putting it in somebody's face saying that like, this is the thing that you need that's going to cure you from getting in the coronavirus, because that's not factual. So we don't want to be those kind of people, but we do want to show all the amazing things that It Works does for us, how we feel, how we make money. People need it. I mean, the amount of people, I don't know about you, Janelle, but just like that I've had canceled because they've been laid off, or, you know, they can't pay their co-pays now, or like all of these, their hours are cut. It's like people are
Fingers
going to need
crossed.
help.
Only 2 so far, fingers crossed. But it's bound to happen. It's bound to happen just because of the trickle down effect. I'm sorry, because you got to
Oh,
stop
you're
me.
good. You're good.
Rant for however long. The potential for it to affect us somehow, either financially and just by degrees of separation regarding someone who has it or someone who knows someone who's contracted it. I have a client who is a stewardess, or excuse me, flight attendant, who might be furloughed, who also had a friend whose sister is currently in ICU. So it's going to affect us one way or another, or excuse me, I'll say that, because I'm not trying to be doomsday. The potential for it to affect somebody either financially and or through some degree of separation is there. So it's just important to be cognizant of that. Sorry, go ahead.
No, agree with all the things you said. So I just think of like, people are going to be looking for solutions, and they want to like be with the people who are presenting things in a way that are a solution to their problem, but that are showing it in a way that they can relate to, right? So right now for people, it might not be about the like $5,000 a month. It might just be about, how much money can I make to pay for gas this week? Or how much money can I make to pay for groceries? And so I think that even bringing it back down to that level of just showing the little things that this business does for you guys is going to be very relatable to people, for how like they might possibly want to join you because of that. So I don't know if that makes sense or is helpful, but just some thoughts.
No, I agree. And just really quickly, I don't know what else you guys want to say, but I have, and this, I've told a lot of people this, is the way I am posting has not changed one bit. Like my Facebook, I mean, yeah, I've posted a couple of like funny memes, like, you know, we all complained about 2019 and 2020 is like, here, hold my corona, like stuff like that, not downplaying it or stuff like that, just kind of funny things on my stories. But my newsfeed, if you go to my newsfeed and scroll back from a month ago, it's going to look the same as it does last month, before this month. And so what I will not do is give anybody the opportunity to say I'm trying to capitalize on this at all. I will continue to post exactly the same. And with that is, I'm not mentioning it in my posts. I'm not saying, am I grateful that I work from home so I don't have to worry about this? Absolutely, I am. But I'm not going to say, I've always been grateful to work from home, and now I'm really grateful to work from home because I'm not getting laid off like all of you. I'm not going to say something like that, right? To bring that negative attention to us. Like, I'm just going to continue doing my thing, staying in my lane and posting exactly the same way, so that I don't give anybody that opportunity to say like, oh, she's capitalizing on this. Because I don't. That's not what I want people to think. I want people to think she's here to help. And if I need that, then that is a solution to this problem. Sorry, stepped in there. Okay, I'll let y'all keep going.
And then the other thing I would say just too about posting is that, like, I don't know about y'all, but I hate opening Facebook right now. Like, I really hate opening it because I am tired of people politicizing what is happening. I'm tired of, like, I'm so tired of it. And so I think also too that, like, if you can like bring the humor and bring the positivity and all of those things, gratitude, like all of that stuff, and show people that is so appealing now, instead of looking up and seeing like all this crap. Like, yes, is it important? Yes, I'm not knocking that, but like, I don't want to see a feed of just all of those things. So whatever your thing is, if you like to be funny, if you like to start the day with like an inspirational quote, if you like to share recipes, I don't know, whatever your thing is, you know, like find it and be the thing that people are drawn to, because it's just a change of pace from all the negativity and all the stuff that we're seeing now.
I want to Gina, I'm going to touch base on that as well. With that being said, I'm also a counselor. And so there's a couple of things I want to say because one of them totally piggybacks on what Gina just said. We need to protect our space with our group chats as well, because sometimes it's real easy to get into those chats and be negative and screenshot stuff. And so we don't know what our team is going through. I mean, we're all pretty much at a like Agent Orange level right now. As far as anxiety, I mean, some of us have never had anxiety in our whole life, and now we're all like, okay, well, I'm just ready for my children to go to school, and that's craziness. But so we have to protect like what we're saying to each other, but at the same time, you need to have that one or two team member, could be an upline, a downline, a sideline, that is, what's said between y'all stays between y'all, because you don't want to just keep everything in. And that's another reason why we wanted to kind of address some of this stuff. And that's why we ask our professional counselors to come on and talk about it, because we don't want to say, oh, let's just not talk about it. It's going to be fine. Just put positive stuff on your news feed. Don't think about it. Everything's going to be great. Because we could be quarantined for a very long time. There is a lot of people that will be losing their jobs. There's a lot of transitions that will probably be happening. But at the same time, we have been given a huge opportunity to shine the light for each other and for the world. And so we are in the best place at the best time as far as It Works Global. We do have a company that's health and wellness. We do have a company that you can work strictly from home. And so share that with people. Like, don't shove it down people's mouths. Don't be negative about it. But just know that if you do feel like you want to go on a rampage, you are more than welcome to contact me. And whatever says between us stays between us. I just think we need to have a buddy system about that, because there's going to be times that, I mean, I contact Stormy. She's my go-to. And like when I'm having a meltdown day, I will just call her and I'll have a meltdown and I'll get it out. And then I'm back to work again. And so you need to, you don't want to be a volcano and then just spewge over everybody. But you're going to need to have some outlet just to kind of talk about some stuff, and just know that you're still okay. You're in a great business. You have a great family. You have a great connection. You have a great team. We are here for you. And that's the reason why we decided to talk about this today, just to let you know that we love you and we care about you, and we do need to protect and stay away from the negativity in large groups, because that feeds you can see it all over everything. So we need to just protect ourselves.
I agree. Yep. That's pretty much. And if y'all saw my live, that's also what I talked about on Friday. Like, bring it to us if you guys need to. We're here. That's what our job, that's kind of what our job is to be able to help y'all through that. But, like, we have so many newbies on our team right now, and we don't want, sometimes you'll be like having a great day and then somebody says something to you like outside this, and it just brings it kind of just brings you down a level. And I just want to protect that space, because one of my most favorite things about this is it is hands down the most encouraging, supportive group of women that I've ever been around in in a huge setting. Like, there's just genuinely no cattiness, and like everybody is super happy and supportive of each other. And I just love that we have that. And so I really do want to protect that space for everybody, for our newbies coming in, for us. It's a good, for me, everybody, top to bottom. Okay. Do you guys have anything else y'all want to add? Floor is yours.
Self-care is really, really important. I beat that over everybody's head. My clients, my friends, my mother, everybody knows that I'm big about that. Self-care is really, really, really important, whatever that looks like, because unfortunately, that for me includes mani-pedis, but that's kind of going to be on hold for a while. But there's more to self-care than that. Whatever you need to do, journaling, prayer, meditation, Live streaming dance parties, as long as you're doing something, whenever you feel like you need to do it, don't guilt yourself out of it. Don't feel like, well, I didn't do enough, so I can't relax or I can't have any self-care because I didn't work hard enough, because that could be you repressing whatever other, anyway, I could keep going. Self-care, very important. I forgot to mention that. I don't know if there's anything else anybody else wants to tap into.
I'd like to add something really quickly. First of all, thank you, Gina and Janelle, for stepping in and talking about this. I think it's really important to kind of talk about, and let's not put a Band-Aid on it for sure and move on and act like it's not happening. But this is a time, I was talking to Jamie and Stormy about this the other day, but y'all, this is really the time, if you do not do self-development, if you do not do journaling, this is actually the time to take it on. And let me tell you why. With more people being on social media because they are at home or they're working from home, they're going to be on social media more than ever. This is also the time where people, and I don't want to say the crazies, but people are stressed out. People are hiding behind their keyboards. They're going to say ugly things. You're going to see more about pyramid schemes, scams. And when people are like, misery loves company, right? So it's going to happen. So I really, really encourage you during this time. And I was telling Jamie this, I was like, I have been blocked more in this last week than I have my entire 3 years with It Works. I've had more people be rude to me, and I'm just like, you know what, bless and release, because I don't know what they're going through, because I do know it's a very stressful time. Okay. But what I will say to you is, if you have not done self-development and you're not journaling and you're not doing your self affirmations, start now, because I'm going to tell you this. When you do that first thing in the morning, before you pick up your phone, before you start It Works, it puts your armor on, so that when negative things happen, you're like, it's okay. Bless, release, next. It does help. I'm not saying it means that what they're going to say is going to hurt your feelings. You're not going to have a bad day. But y'all, it will start your day in a whole nother light. It will help that mindset. And that is something that I honestly have been kind of getting away from doing, because it's like, I wake up, I'm loaded, let's go, I'm excited, and the team has so much momentum that I was like, nope, I've got to get back to my daily affirmations and my self-development first thing in the morning before I pick up the business. And that's what I'm doing. So I really, really encourage you, if you're not doing that yet, just pick a notebook out, do your daily affirmations, do your journaling. If you need help with self-development, one of your leaders can find something that is tailored to where you are in your journey. But that would be one thing that I would encourage to do right now too.
And I'm going to piggyback off of her real quick, because she used my saying that I was chatting with some of my leaders last night, and I used the words armor up. Walking into every potential distributor, loyal customer, whatever it is, armor up, walk into it and say, this is going to be my biggest BV sell of the day. This distributor that I'm about to sign is going to be my next rock star. Speak truth and speak life over your business. And even if the conversation doesn't go the way that you want it, you have put such a mental smile on your conversation that you will be less likely to have it affect you personally and be able to bless and release like we're talking about. I was talking to one of my leaders earlier today, and I'm like, you literally, this is going to be the half that explodes today. This is going to be the what, like, before every message that you send, just speak life over whatever it is. Or if you're at home with your kids and you're struggle busing on hour 7 of 24/7, like, breathe life into it. Like, this is going to be the hour that's going to be so good, and they're going to play together, and we're going to like create a memory or something. You know what I mean? Like, just speak life, take a minute, pause, and like just speak life into this situation, because it is hard. And like Jen said, and everybody said, like, everybody's dealing with this. Stress levels are high all the way around. So armor up and protect yourself and protect your mental space, because it can seep into everything. And with especially being at home 24/7 with your family, like, for me, that's the space that I want to protect the most, because I don't want something negative that I see on social media, or somebody that made a snarky comment on something. I don't want that to bleed into how I'm interacting with my family or my kids or my husband or whatever. Because work is at home right now. Well, it's always at home for me, but my husband's at home all the time right now too. So like, those lines are all blurred. So you don't want that to cross. So anyways, just armor up. I think that's probably the best thing. Protect yourself and protect your thoughts. Take your thoughts captive. That's the only thing that you can control. So that's all.
I agree. I'm gonna add to that, and then I'm gonna let Gina wrap up. And with Jen said, talking about self-development, you guys, some of y'all, I talk to y'all and y'all will tell me what self-development you do. And let me tell you that it is okay for self-development to have nothing to do with it works, you guys. It does not have to always be a training YouTube Zoom by Stephanie Dunn or, Carrie Gabriel, whoever it is. Those are not always what you need, okay? They are awesome. There is a time and place, but sometimes you need to hear something else. Like you need to hear a podcast. Some of y'all, like I know Elena is really good about sharing. I don't even know where she's at or if she's on, but sermons, like Stephen Furtick's sermons. Like, I listen to a lot of Rachel Hollis podcasts. And sometimes like if I start something and that's not what I need to hear today, then I will turn it off and move on to something else that I do feel like I need to hear, or a book. Like I like to read, I'm apparently used to be the fastest reader ever and become the slowest reader because I don't know, I don't do it as much as I need to, but I know when I don't need to hear a training Zoom. I know when I need something that's going to fill my soul up, right? Like not tell me how to sign loyal customers. I need something else to calm the tightness in my chest, or just, like to get my mind off, whatever it is. So don't think that your self-development has to be that. And if you don't really know where to start on journaling, the Rachel Hollis Zooms, Gina is the one that got me started on those. They're really good and they're really simple once you figure it out. If you're not me, it took her like 35 minutes to explain to me at first how it works because I overthink everything. I'm like, so I don't really understand. Should I put like my life goal right here, or is this like a today goal? Or I like really overthought it, and now it's like funny to me because it's so simple. But literally the 10 things I want to make happen today, like Jamie was saying, journaling is armoring up. Like I will literally put on Mondays, swim lessons. I will not be anxious and irritated at swim lessons. I write that every Monday. Okay. Because I know swim lessons bring out the worst in me. All right. And so I will not be anxious. I will be intentional with my kids. Like they're not like, it's not a to-do list. It's like what I want to feel and how I want to be that day. And so it's a really good journal. If you don't know where to start, that's a good one. They were on sale today when I saw the email last night. But anyways, okay, Gina, you're up. We'll wrap it up with Gina.
Okay. I just want to say this to you guys. I know maybe like 5 of you on this Zoom that look familiar to me. And I just want you guys to know that like you guys have an amazing team. As somebody who is like been able to kind of peep from the outside looking in, I hope that you guys realize the amazing leaders that you have that are leading you every single day and how they pour into you guys. And I know, because I personally love all of them, that they would do anything for you. And so, that doesn't fall with just a business. That means life too, because they actually give a crap about you in a very deep and meaningful way. And so I need you guys to know and internalize that y'all are in the right place at the right time on the right team. So please don't forget that. And then the other thing that I would say to you is that like, even if you don't know me, you can always reach out to me. I don't care what it's about. I don't care what you need. Like I will always listen to you no matter what is happening. So I appreciate you guys taking like 30 minutes out of your day to be on here. And please know that like, we are all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. It doesn't matter how we get there or what it looks like. We're all going to come out of this so much stronger and so much better, and hopefully loving one another even more than we already do, because that's what we all need, I think, a little bit right now. I love you guys very much.
Thank y'all again so much. And y'all, she means it. I mean, I know she can't like block my calls or my text, but she means it. Like if y'all, she's like, well, actually I can, but literally like she's the best. I know Janelle would probably feels the exact same way. Gina does too. Like all these counselors.
Yeah, I mean, you can message me. I mean, charge it to my head, not my heart. If I don't respond for a couple of hours, Gina will tell you that. But I mean, you're more than welcome to. I just sometimes, yeah. But yes, please, just don't. It may not be immediate, but yeah.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. We really do. But yeah, thank y'all. And I'm gonna stop the recording. We will, as always, stay on and work. But let's do this.